It's 5 a.m. in the morning and I have no idea where I am going quite yet. I usually have somewhat of a plan, but not this morning. I'm heading south on 95 and I'm running through all the choices in my head based on tides and what I've seen lately on social media and my experience shelling islands that I do over here on the southeast coast of Florida. And about an hour into my drive, I settled on Jupiter Island at Hopestown Beach Park. I had some fantastic beach walks here, finding some pretty amazing shells, not to mention finding tons of lion's paws here, but not today. All that was out was seaweed, and I only found this millipede. So I was like, do I keep walking, hoping to find something? Should I go further south on this island or island hop? Well, I chose to hop islands north, and I'm so thankful that I did, because when the tide finally dropped at its lowest, I found hands down the best shell, one of the best shells I have probably ever found out on the beach, and I could not have been happier. Welcome to Florida Beach Walks. I'm Roxanne. Let's go shelling on South Hutchinson Island. One of the reasons I decided to head north to the next island before Jupiter here on South Hutchinson is I have some errands to run in the afternoon. So I was like, well, I don't want to go further south, which if I had time, I probably would have gone further south. So I am so thankful. Ella had a wellness checkup, like a doctor's appointment, and I am so glad she did, because I would not have come to this island if it wasn't for that appointment and the stuff that I had to do. So I was very thankful. Thank you, Ella. That worked out just perfectly. We have a spectral bittersweet solid color and a tinted cantharus, and there are footprints. So I'm not here early. I'm telling you, early bird gets the worm, but not always the case, because when the tide drops, we're gonna get a lot of good worms, a lot of nice treasures. Here's a mossy arc. I really started to like acid dipping these lately, because it really shows the richness of the texture and color depth on those mossy arcs. Let's see, we got another spectral with the line. I love the striped ones. My candy, Ella calls those the chocolate candy shell. And I'm still suffering with allergies. My goodness, like I think I've sneezed my head off earlier this morning. I was like, oh no, I gotta do these voiceovers, and I'm just sneezing and sneezing. But that is life with the pollen or allergies. Something's going on. We don't have too bad of a pollen issue right now, but definitely there's stuff out there. Let's see, calico and two broad-ribbed carditas. Let's see what else we got going here. I saw a shell friend up a little further checking out the line too. Those are her footprints that we see. You know, when you hit the beach and you don't see any footprints, like, oh yay, I'm the first one here. But there's a lot of people that jog and walk dogs too, so they're not always reliable seeing footprints. Here is an egg cockle. Nice shiny shell. This one has some good shine left on it. It's a broken tulip. I've only found one solid, really nice tulip around this area. Well, no, that was at Walton Rocks. We will hit Walton Rocks next after this, because what the shells were showing here, I was like, okay, I have to see what Walton Rocks looks like, because when the shells are out at Hutchinson, Walton's a really nice place to go to find some shells too. And here is a leafy jewel box, a nice yellow one, and a couple of flower petals, and let's see, a little arc shell and a jingle, more petals. I have to make some more jingle flowers. I really enjoy making all types of flowers. And here's an egg casing. Lots of these around. It's mating season. This is from an apple murex. They are communal. This one's a small bunch, but I've seen them as big as softballs up to football size. Just one big egg mass with lots of females laying at the same time on that. Here's a stout testaculus shell. And another jingle or a baby's foot. See the little footprint right on the inside of that upper valve. and a shark eye. All right, it's so little. This just tickles me. Further up north on this island, and we will have the beach walk. Craziness. I found so many moons and huge. Here's a left-handed jewel box, also known as the Atlantic jewel box. And those grow clockwise. Here's a crown, little guy. Always find the blondies and caramel ones out on the beach, the real dark, rich ones by the river. Some more jingles. Let's see. Yeah, shelf flowers. Gonna make some of those. These dark ones, I do want to collect a lot of those dark ones to make like a black rose. I think that would be pretty. I love this candy striped spectral, just beautiful. And here's a couple mossy arcs. I did check a little bit on the high dryer rack line, found a little bit like this Cinti scallop, scaly scallop, nice purple one. Found some egg casings up here too. Now these look like the lightning whelks, but this is a pear whelk. They're much smaller, like the size of a dime or a nickel. Those lightning whelk casings can get just so big. There was a few little babies in there, and I did collect this to try to fish them out when I got home, but a lot of sand just came out, so I was just like, okay, this is not worth it, because that's tough trying to cut that open. Here's some hagstone. Gonna collect a few of these, maybe use them as a base for some shell flowers. I think they'll be pretty, mounting a collage or something on some rocks. An angel wing with a hole in it. Like, this shell is so thin, and I just never find them on the Atlantic side that often that are solid, but I have found a few solid ones, but not many at all. Well, maybe a couple. Here's a rosy stridula, a large stridula, a little lacking on the pink, but it's still a cute pink shell. Got a kitten paw, nice orange one. Let's see. Oh, I wish the tip was not broken off on that one, but that is a huge common hogger. Probably would have been the size of my finger if it wasn't broken off, so I am going to hold on to that because that is a really good sturdy size. Very good size. Here's a Titan acorn barnacle atop a slipper snail, and in a little bit we'll see some slipper snail clusters. Crazy. They were all over. Here's another caramel crown. No! Oh, that would have been such a cool shell to find. It's a partridge ton, all busted, but I am still holding out. I'm gonna find one day a pretty partridge ton and a giant ton. But yeah, they're just so thin, even thinner than the angel wings. Here's a half of a giant Atlantic cockle. Great color. Hold on to this one for project shell. And a turkey wing. Great color. Let's see. I'm going to start collecting more of those beach rocks, the hagstone rocks, but I really like the holes in them. And an imperial Venus clam. It's got a predator hole, but it's an imperial, so I'm collecting it. And another fabulous turkey wing. A lot bigger on that one. It's perfect. The ocean is pushing up the shells today. I love being at the beach when the tide drops and it reveals fresh rack lines like this. So yeah, I was late, but I had first dibs on all of the new rack lines that the negative tide did reveal here, and I'm so happy because I've been here before like that. Here's a purplish simile, and it's been nothing but sand. So to see shells, I'm like, yay. Yay for shells. All right, let's see what we can scoop up here. We got an olive. Now, I was hoping for a triton because you can find Atlantic hairy tritons here, doghead tritons here, and I am just holding out for a really nice doghead. Okay, I found an itty bitty one in Boca Raton, but it's so tiny. It's like the size of my, well, maybe my fingernail. So I want a nice size triton, but we don't have a triton. We have a lattice, a chestnut lattice. That's a nice one too. Very deep color on that. And while I was cleaning that into the water, I scooped up a Florida rock snail. Is the other one on the left there. Oh, a smooth duck clam. Oh my goodness. Now, if I can find this one unbroken, why not? An angel wing like that one before. This is even thinner than the angel wing. I think maybe these, well, no, I think the ton is like in between an angel wing and those smooth duck clams. And a lightning whelk. All right, this is exciting to find on the East Coast. On the West Coast, yeah, you're finding lightning whelk. You're like, yeah, you just pass them. But on the East Coast, you're like, yay, it's a big shell and all together. It's not in the best condition, but hey, I'm collecting my East Coast lightning whelks. So the negative tide is definitely revealing things I haven't really seen a lot of around here, especially this pin with its byssus fibers still on there. Those fibers will be buried with more than half of the pin in the sand. So this one is all loose and tightly alive in there. It's very snuggled. And some slipper snails on the top of that. It is mating season, so when you see like a slipper snail, a snail, and a snail, they are mating with the female on the bottom. So here's all these on a half naked pin, another live one. To find 2 live pins is just crazy. So you can just imagine how far the tide really was out. And another stunning chestnut lattice. And nope, that's not the same shell. It's a different one. I fished out 2 in really nice condition. And here's a boring torret snail. Beautiful white shell. It kind of looks like an auger. Some new rack lines. See a crown, a king's crown, caramel one. I was walking back and forth around the same area because every time I would like go a little farther, I'd turn around, there'd be like another little rack line. Oh, here's more of those slipper snails. Okay, they are mating, and what they'll do is they'll stack with the female being on the bottom. Now, slipper snails are born male, and they turn into females as they get older and grow larger, or when the male settles on top of them in the stack. If the female is at the bottom, dies, the male directly above her will change its sex and become a female to take her place. And that's just crazy. Nature is pretty amazing. We'll just set these back in the water, but I did run into lots of these mating cluster stacks all over the beach this afternoon. So the tide, I believe now, it's just been revealing some nice little things. It's a broken sand dollar, but it is an arrowhead, and it's a pretty thick shell, and I just think it looked pretty, like all rugged like that, so I am going to hold on to it. So let's go back now and see what else we can find in these fresh rack lines. Here's another hagstone, but that looks kind of like a smushed heart. A squished heart. And now that's what I'm talking about. A hawkwing. Ah! If you cannot get to the beach first thing in the morning, I think the next best thing is to get there at a dropping tide. Like, not half tide. I was literally there at the highest tide, and I stayed all the way till it dropped a few hours later. And that's awesome. A hawkwing. It's a little rough, but it's intact and still has a little bit of its natural shine, so that's coming home. Here's a lightning Venus clam. Gorgeous markings.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if this is a reticulated cowrie helmet or a scorch bonnet. Maybe it's reticulated. I have never seen one this dark before. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh. It's perfect. I don't even want to touch it. You gotta be kidding me. This is the largest, darkest reticulated in history. I gotta look and see how big they get. I don't even want to pick it up. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Wow. Whoa. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my word. I'm sorry, I gotta soak in this moment. Oh my goodness. Shut up. You have got to be kidding me. Is this for real? Look how big this thing is. You gotta be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. I'm gonna be screaming right now that there's two people in the umbrella right behind me. They might, call the police or something. I can't get over this. I can't. I'm going to have to sit here for a few minutes. You have got to be kidding me. I mean, is this even a reticulated cowrie? Is this a hybrid or something? It's so big. Oh my word, I have to FaceTime Chalet. Oh my word, okay, I'm gonna FaceTime Chalet. Oh my word! Okay, this is the best find of 2026, of 2025. I think this is one of my best finds of my entire 7 years of shelling. Oh, thank you, Lord. It is moments like this that you dream of when finding shells. I am in total heaven. Thank you, God. Thank you.
I still cannot get over this shell. This by far is the best find on Hutchinson. I thought, I did find further north like a red lion spa, which I still adore and love, but oh no, this takes the #1 spot on this island. from 2024, I mean, 2026, 2025, even last year. Look at the teeth. The teeth are even beautiful. It's an orange. And before I called Chalet on FaceTime, I sat with it just staring at this shell. I could not, it was so surreal. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. And the size, it's such a monster. Just breathtaking. And yeah, it's got its own photo shoot. Have mercy. Thank you, Jesus. What a shell. Here's a Scotch bonnet. Yeah, it startled me for a minute because of the hermit crab. I don't run into hermit crabs a lot on the beach at all, so this one was quite the surprise. It's a giant red hermit crab. These can get really huge. I think these are the ones that you'll see like get massive, that hang out of like, you know, those big lightning whelks or the huge horse conchs, but it's looking a little large. It might need another shell, but I'm sorry, buddy. You can't have my reticulated cowrie helmets. Oh, goodness. And it was very close to it, too. Oh, here's an alternate tellin. Found a lot of these on Kais Island, or I find a lot on Kais Island in one spot, and I use them to make magnolia flowers that I like to mount on those large cockles. A calico scallop, nicely decorated by nature with some Titan acorn barnacles, and it looks like some white barnacles as well. All right, so I'm going to change parks. I was pretty much done, you know, just walking around the same area here, so I am going to visit Walton Rocks Beach before I leave because I'm just very curious to see what the conditions are over there, to see if there's a lot of shells too. And to my delight, there were shells here too. So yay! Beautiful orange jingle. And check that out. That's so cool. A zebra striped little clam with some iron sulfide staining and the natural white shell. And a piece of sea glass, nicely rounded. This is a green one. Couldn't tell right off the bat looking at that. Could have been like pirate glass would be, I guess, the dark, like a dark black glass. That would have been nice. An Atlantic Eastern Murex. Yes, finding some great fresh wash-ups. Today, why not? Here we go. We have a cowrie. It's a measled cowrie. The spotting that it has on it is like inset with has a dark inset spot. So you can identify those as the measled cowries, and they're a lot smaller than the deer cowries. Gorgeous. It is a little bit calcified, but I acid cleaned it and put gloss polyurethane, and it turned out pretty good. Walton Rocks is also a dog park, so lots of four-legged friends. Here's a lightning Venus to the right and a moon to the left, and a gorgeous Florida prickly cockle. Great texture and color on that one. Fantastic. Another piece of glass. Not as pretty as the other one, but it is frosted. Let's see, got a moon. I think I did find another piece of glass, a brown piece of sea glass. And here is another yellow leafy jewel box, a lot larger. So I don't see this too often on the East Coast. A fresh calico. I cannot say that I have seen one. Usually I find them like this over on the West Coast, Sanibel in particular. Found a few episodes ago, a lot of nice ones. And let's just put the cherry on top of the cake. Well, no, it's a great shell, but that's not the cherry. But that is still wonderful. The cherry was the reticulated cowrie, but hey, I am not going to shame an Atlantic hairy triton at any point, because these are super fun and fantastic to find. There must have been some great shells that popped out when the tide did drop. But, I wasn't here. But we are going to be spending some time on Hutchinson, because after that reticulated cowrie, I came back the next, I think it was 4 beach walks. I was like, I'm just going to Hutchinson. I'm not going anywhere else. So we got a lot of Hutchinson Island beach walks coming up, and a beautiful red sea fan. And this guy was all curled up, so I wasn't sure it was alive, but I do see its little sucker tube feet moving. So we're just going to put it back in the water and hope he does okay. I'm not too sure about that. A handful of my favorites, and this was one of the best beach walks ever. So thankful and happy, and I wanted to stay longer here at Walton Rocks, but Ella had her appointment. I had to get her to her doctor's appointment and do a few errands. But we are going to come back to Walton Rocks Beach probably on our next beach walk. We'll do a whole episode right here and see what we can find. And here are all the beautiful shells that I found on this beach walk. The reticulated cowrie helmet, oh my word, just like an unreal moment. This is so beautiful. And I did not clean the inside. I did not clean this shell. I rinsed it off with water. It had a loose shell in it. I shook that shell out, but I did not want to damage the shell at all. No soap, no bleach, no nothing. It's just perfect. The outside, its little siphon area, and you can see a shell that's jammed up in there. I mean, I could take like a needle or something and try to get it out, but I was like, no, I can't risk cracking or chipping this shell at all. And the teeth are just that milky white coming through that gorgeous orange aperture. It's just perfect. Oh, the Triton is beautiful too. Just oiled that up. And the cowrie, this is how it looks after I dipped it. Got a little bit of the calcification off and polyurethaned it with a gloss coating, and I think it turned out pretty good. I don't usually polyurethane a lot of my shells, but that one to me was worth it, like the little cowries that are naturally glossy. Here's the hawk wing cleaned up. It's a little, it's not perfect, but it's all together and just had a little bit of age to it, but I think it looked really pretty after I oiled and cleaned it. And my heart rock, but it looks like a butterfly, a butterfly rock there. The imperial and the glass, the chips of glass that I found, and the spectrals are nice. Love that zebra clam, was really, really nice. And the turret, a few calicos that I did collect, and the chestnut lattice and the jewel box lids were pretty cool. The barnacleized calico. One of my favorite shells to find, barnacles. I think like with the speckling and the colors of the calico with the barnacles just looks so pretty. The whelk and the aged sand dollar. I think it just looks so pretty, pitted and rough like that. For hitting 10,000 subs, yay! I'm going to have a giveaway hosted over on my website starting this Sunday, April 26, 2026, and I'll run that for a couple of weeks. Yep, I cleared a space on the top shelf for Reticuli. Yes, I have named this reticulated cowrie helmet Reticuli, and it's just fabulous sitting up there. Oh, I am so thankful for this shell, and thank you so much for watching and your subscription. I really appreciate it. I've been having so much fun with this channel, and until next time, I leave you with this.